Nope. People are sending me invites to co-host. Okay, hi Jenny, Jersey Girl. Hi Hannah. Okay. We're going to go over some stuff that happened today. Okay, I don't know if Tommy can be here tonight. Okay. Yeah, I was waiting for Becca to quit because I want everybody to watch Becca. She's doing some really on-target shows lately. So, yeah, we'll wait for some people to... Basically, if you want to come up, Hannah, you can. I was going to go over basically how I'm building the database. Explain to some people because I'm getting some contributions in there and I want to kind of show them how it's going to be organized. And also how to, credit people because a lot of people are posting stuff that GRB Evidence has over on Reddit. And if you take that stuff, you need to credit the original person that put it up there. Hi, Vista. And then I wanted to discuss the trolling that happened today after I had GRB Evidence up here. And the plan was just to do like an hour with her because I had to take my van in today and it's down to 25 degrees, so I had to turn my water off and get my pipes strained. I had a lot of busy work to do today, so I ended up doing like a 3-hour live this afternoon. I did not intend to do that. Okay, hun. You can stay down there and chat, however you want to do it. But anyway, I stayed on a little bit after GRB Evidence left, and 2 trolls jumped in. One was called Wormy McWorm or something, and one was, I think it was Vivi, something like that. And they were both obviously, look at this, it's starting already. A viewer suggested co-hosting with the plumber guy, and 2 viewers suggested I co-host with Not Blocked by Bree. Now, why would I do that, guys? Bree's not going to answer any of my questions, and I'm not giving Bree control of my live. Am I stupid? Okay, so 2 trolls dropped in, Wormy McWorm and Vivi. And they started right away. Worm the first thing she posted was, "Are you related to Boston?" Now, I have no relationship or whatever to this Boston person. The only thing I knew about Boston is she used to be with Bree, but supposedly she broke away now, and they're all attacking her. Oh, is Not My Monkeys in here? If she comes in, let me know, Hannah, and I'll mod her. Because sometimes I don't see when they pop in. Okay. Hi, Rainy, Krista. Hi, Krista. Okay. Anyway, right away, first thing that worm said was, and I think the worm was Sheena. I just got that feeling. And she said, are you related to Boston? And I said, no, I'm not related to Boston. I said, I'm Andrea, and this is my address. I've got all my shit online since forever, since like the 90s. I can verify every day of my life. The grown men, my sons that are grown men that came out of me, they can verify who I am. My ex-husbands can verify who I am. My family's online. They can verify who I am because, they grew up with me. And, yeah, I was irritating then as as I'm irritating now. So why they're trying to associate me with this Boston person, I have no bloody clue. The only thing I can think of is because they need to go after this Boston person. Now, Is Boston really broken away from them? Or is that just a fake fight? Because that's a thing, you know. Fake fighting online. Political guys do it all the time. Karl Rove does, and Alex Jones went after Karl Rove back in 2016 before the convention when they were all on the way to the RNC convention. They did it all for show. Karl Rove used to work with Roger Stone in the committee to CREEP, the committee to re-elect the president, to re-elect Nixon. They were all together in CREEP. They were Nixon's, basically, kitty core. Exactly, Hannah. So this can be... Oh, is she in here? Not my monkey. There you are. A second. Okay, now, not my monkey. If you don't want this, you blame Hannah. Go yell at her. I just made you a mod. So if you don't want to do that, go yell at Hannah. Okay, and I gave both you and Harsh full mod control. Yeah. It's not my fault. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Okay. So anyway, that, I keep disappearing. The two trolls sat down there and mocking me, right? And then the VV pretended that she wasn't a troll. But they were a tag team, tag team. Then they left. And then, what's her name? Born on the Bayou came in. And she just sat down there. I didn't even know she was there until people drew my attention to it. I always thought Born on the Bayou was that woo-woo bestie. So I didn't even know who she was. I didn't know she was Christy's cousin or anything about her. She jumps up on panel, pretends that she was just scrolling and came across me and just sat down there, not saying nothing, Nah, doesn't work that way. Anybody that comes in here knows who the fuck I am. And they know what I've been saying about Gypsy, and they know what I'm doing. They know what I'm building. That's their only reason to be here. So she jumps up on panel here because she said, my name was being said. Well, yeah, people were telling me that you were in there spying, right? Even though she denied it. So she had no intention of answering any questions or learning or listening or anything like that. She was spying. So then they'll say, oh, Annie's paranoid. She thinks everybody's spying. Well, quit sending spies in here. And I won't think that. Quit sending your trolls over here to ask me if I'm related to Boston, who I didn't even fucking know. All right? They are so desperate to glom off of our lives because nobody's watching their lives. And when they do a live and they're stupid over there on their lives and Gypsy is exposing herself and, getting caught in her bullshit every day and they can't spin it and they know that Becca just ran, all the past lives and these content creators are out here showing how stupid they are, they need to come over here. They need our platforms now. We don't need theirs. We never did. Okay, we never did. Gypsy is shitting her pants right now. Because we're seeing, the public is seeing, and all of us are seeing, that she doesn't have any support beyond these 10 people. And these 10 people have probably 100 profiles each that they're using to come in here. They're going in they're commenting anywhere that we make videos about Gypsy. Especially if you're exposing her lies. Because right now she's desperate. Because the public's catching on. These big creators on YouTube are catching on. The Bailey Sarian has her in a tizzy. The Sloan thing has her in a tizzy. I suspect, I'm going to predict, the next thing down the road, TMZ's gonna expose her, because she has been using TMZ since she got out on parole. TMZ is going to expose her. Lifetime is going to expose her. Gypsy keeps giving herself away, because when she said on that one live, legacy media will never, never turn away from my story. They'll never invalidate me. Oh, yes, they will, sweetie pie. Because when legacy media, faces the public coming after them, they aren't going to support you. They aren't going to defend you. They aren't going to protect you. When Lifetime faces losing money because of your ass, they aren't going to protect you. You know what Lifetime has on you, Gypsy? All that unedited material. Remember the first series, the first season of your show? And it ended, and Lifetime released that edited material of you sitting on the bed talking to Ryan, and Lifetime exposed that you had been talking to Ken since February, that you were cheating on Ryan? That didn't look good on you, did it? But Lifetime put that out. Why? Was that to protect you? Or was that to show you, hey, we got shit that you might not want out? Now, Lifetime knows that you were talking to other people, TMZ and other things, when you were on an NDA. So Lifetime can sue your ass. Do you really think if Lifetime starts to lose money from you, if the public goes to Lifetime and says, hey, you lied, this show was scripted, we don't trust you anymore. And if Lifetime wants to appeal to their public, because without the public watching Lifetime, they ain't got shit. You think they're going to throw that public away for you? No, they're not, Gypsy. Everything's coming out now. And I'm building something where we're going to organize everything that's coming out. And I'm going to link that to all these other creators that are online. And we're going to take it off social media, and we're going to post it on all that legacy media. I'm going to post it in Dr. Phil's comment sections, and I'm going to ask Dr. Phil, hey, why'd you let Gypsy lie in 2017? I'm going to ask that. I'm going to post this everywhere you are on the internet. It's going to have a TikTok channel. It's going to have a Twitter. You're over on Twitter, but you ain't very successful over there. It already has a Facebook account. I just made the Gmail for it today. It's going to have an Instagram. It's going to have a Twitter, a TikTok, a YouTube, wherever you are. I'll do a Rumble. I'll do a Lemonade if you're over there. You on Blue Sky? I'll go over there. I will set up a social media account everywhere you have a presence. And I'll tag this to your ass all over the web. You're welcome. When I told you months ago, it was probably a year ago now, Gypsy, when I said, you have a bunch of autistic mama bears, they're going to deal with your ass. That's what I meant. Maybe you're rethinking calling Nicholas an autistic buttercup about now. Oh, you're in a bubble bath? I wish I was in a bubble bath. Oh, yeah, and I wanted to tell the mods, I'm getting some messages from people that are blocked, and I can't figure out why they're blocked. So if they have, like, a small amount of followers, don't block them. Give them a chance. Like the ones that don't have, like, a screen name, they're just like a user, go ahead and block those. But if they have an actual name, don't block them, just because they have a small amount of followers. If they're messaging me backstage, I'm telling them to tell you guys that I've talked to them backstage. Because a lot of people are just scrolling and finding me. There are those people, that are, you know, like I said, if they're down there and they're saying something suspicious, call my attention to it. Yeah, you can mute. But like I said, this afternoon, I kind of wanted them to show their ass a little bit. Like that Born on the Bayou, I wanted her to do what she did because that's showing you that she's trolling. You see? Did you see how right away she went to attacking my appearance and insulting me? You know, right away. They have nothing else. Oh, yeah, they have nothing else. I downloaded it, so I'll upload it tonight to YouTube. But yeah, that's an example of they're losing grip. They're losing any kind of control of this. And they can't spin it. So they have to make us look stupid or, you know, unhinged. And I know I'm not unhinged. And I know I'm not stupid. I know a lot of you trolls think I'm stupid. You think when you come in here, I don't see you in the first 5 minutes. Just because I don't call attention to you, or just because I let you show your ass, does not mean I don't know exactly what you are. I do know exactly what you are. Because everything I build is designed to bring you here so that people can see you. So keep coming. No, Bam Bam, you did not. You did not step out of line. You know, I already knew who she was because people told me down in the chat who she was. So when she jumped up here, I knew she was related to Christy. Like I said, originally I had always thought she was that woo-woo bestie. That's how much I know about all the drama going on. I blocked the drama months ago, so I don't know this. I don't know who's who. I don't know these backstage bullshit. I don't know all the multiple profiles they have, the secondary profiles. And see, that's another thing, guys. If I blocked you and you're coming in here under a secondary or third or fourth or 100th profile, I will eventually find you. You know why? Because you stupid idiots build your profiles with the same shit that you built your original profile with. You link to the same shit. You don't make them, you don't make them different. When you talk down here in chat, you talk with the same tone that you talked when you were in there and I blocked you. The one thing that I do probably better than a lot of people that you know is read tone, because I've been doing it since the 90s. So I can tell from the way you're speaking down there in chat when you're using like Gypsy's talking points. I can tell right away. See, you're not going to be effective over here because what she needs you to do is she needs you to challenge me. She needs you to discredit me, and you can't. Because the first time you say something like, well, Gypsy's taking accountability. She served her time. Isn't that accountability? You know, why don't you just leave her alone? You don't know her. You're obsessed. You have no life, so you're obsessed. You know, get a life. No, she didn't, Harsh. She was sentenced to 10 years. She served 8. No, they don't know her. And, you know, here's the situation now. Gypsy, if anybody wants to come up, come on, because this is just the only thing I was doing tonight. I do want to touch on how I'm setting up the database. And then we can have free-flow discussion. Hi, Sandra. In fact, let me do that now. Let me stop, and I'll go over the database. I'll need a half an hour to do that, and then I'll have people up for 2 hours, and you guys can just have free-flow discussion. I'm getting a lot of people that are just contributing or sending me stuff or contributing. When you get something from, say, Reddit, and it's from that GRB Evidence who I had on today, credit her, please. She's done all that work for like a year, and people have been just taking her work off Reddit and posting it all over the place. Please credit the original person. Like, I didn't pulling it. Now, what I'm doing with the Greene County report, yes, I'm taking screenshots of everything and I'm going to post that up. I don't care if you share my shit. It's on there to share. But what I'm doing with the database is it's got to be organized. I can't have you just posting 100 posts down on the wall and the wall gets cluttered. So when you make contributions, I'm going to take those links that you made. If I already have it, it's a duplicate link, so I don't need it. I've collected all this stuff and I've got massive amounts of stuff. So it's a pretty good chance that if you're putting the documents in there, I already have it. If I already have it, I'm just going to delete that off the wall. Thank you for the contribution, but I'll delete that off the wall. Because what I'm going to do is make subject dedicated threads that are subjects. So we will have, the first one I posted in there is an introduction thing. If you join the Facebook database, there's a place to introduce yourself and tell us like who you are. You don't have like a big bio or nothing, but just tell us who you are, why you joined, and what your skills are, what your interests are or what your skills are, so that I can match you up with other people with the same interest. And then you guys can go off and dig down rabbit holes related to what you want to do. For instance, Hannah wants to go over specific, aspects of the case related to Gypsy, aspects of the case that involve her background, in psychology and everything she's got a background in. I don't know your skills. I don't know who any of you are. Like, you know me now, you've gotten to know me, and you know that my skills are organization. My skills are organization and being an obnoxious pain in the ass. Those are my good skills. So I'm going to utilize those to organize this. Now, all of you join. As you join, you tell me what your skills are. So I have a thread there it says members introductions. So if you want to, post an introduction in there. Then the next thing I'm going to put up is what I call the cast of characters. And all of you go over the Greene County reports, start pulling out names. Hi, Bella. Hi, Frog. Start pulling out names, okay? Organizations. Everything, that Gypsy connected to. Everything that Dee Dee connected to. The doctors, the hospitals, everybody that gave an affidavit, everybody that gave testimony about everything. Okay, once we have that cast of characters, we'll match them up with what part of the story they go to. Like David Blanchard is going to be in multiple parts of the story because he went into the house. So he'll be involved in the finding of the body that day, okay? He'll be involved in VisionCon. So then we'll break it up and I will make dedicated subjects, like VisionCon is a subject. Gypsy from birth to age 14 before the move. Gypsy from age 14 to 24 after the move. Because that's what we have to start breaking down. Gypsy, okay, they just make this blanket statement. Dee Dee abused Gypsy all her life. Okay. Find it. Show me the abuse. And the only way we will do that is by examining her life from birth to 14. Where's the abuse? Where's the examples of abuse? So we will comb the internet and we will collect I have a separate group with every image of Gypsy Rose, because that's evidence. Those images of her laughing and running around, that's evidence for her lies. Because when she says, I never learned how to swim. Remember when Christy was teaching her how to swim? I never learned how to swim. And then she's sitting in a pool in the deep end, no less. She's swimming with dolphins. So all of those photographs, all over the internet, that's evidence. So we'll have people collect all the photographs, put them in the image gallery. I have a whole separate group for the images. I have a whole separate group for just the prison emails. We upload all the prison emails and we stick them there. We take pictures of the emails, so that people can expand them and read them. We do, if somebody's doing an audio or a video reading of them, we link that there. I can take that audio reading and make a transcript of it. We link that there. So that if somebody's looking for specific emails, you know, they can go to that site. It's called Prison Emails, and they can find all the emails. Now, all of these separate groups or websites that I'm making, if I do a blog, if I do a TikTok account, if I do a Twitter account, all of those separate sites are going to be linked into a thread, a subject thread called the network. And that network is going to be every website we want to link to, everything that I build, and anybody that wants to be involved in this. If you've got a website, I'll link you there, and it will be the network. And then the public can just go and find all your sites. Are you understanding this, or am I talking in circles? Please tell me if you're not understanding something. You know, basically, think of this as a library. You know, right now it's a public group, and I can't really have questions for a public group. If I turn it private, I can, but I don't want to turn it private because I want the public to have access to it. I want the public that's not doing this, that's just out there on the web, to have access to this. Now, if this ever goes to legal anything, if somebody sues Gypsy and the lawyers want this information, then the group will go private, like all my other ones. Okay, Millie, that's okay. If you have any questions, I can explain it. But here's a simple. Think of this as a library. Okay, it's going to be an organized library that people can come to if they have any questions about Gypsy Rose or the murder of Dee Dee or Dee Dee's life. They can come here and those questions will be answered. There will be a resource here to answer their questions without any noise, without any gossip, without any, you know, theory. That's not going to be in this. You know, karma bullshit guy ain't going to be in this. Factual information. The original investigation. Just the facts, okay? The bullshit won't be allowed. Don't even try to link that in my groups. Don't bring the no baby stuff over here. That's an instant block. All right? Instant block. Because that's exactly what she's using to get you flagged for misinformation. All right. So I want to cultivate a lot of those people over on Reddit that are doing good work. That's why I brought GRB Evidence over here. Please don't go over to GRB Evidence, either her website or, because her website's going to be linked here. She's given me permission. So don't go over to Reddit. Grab all the shit she's got posted over there. Bring it over here like you discovered it. Okay? Because you didn't. She's been doing this for a few years now. There's other people like My Little Pony that have been collecting this crap for years. So please don't, you know, just grab this off the internet and think, I don't have it. I've got most of this stuff. You know, Into the Weeds posted that those links and everything months ago. We've got all of it. So, you know, don't post in the group, hey, you know, if you want links, message me. Because they don't need to message you because it's all going to be there. This is a resource and everything's going to be there. You know? If someone like GRB Evidence has already done all this and stored all of that, stop stealing her stuff. You know, credit the original person. And that's who, you know, put that, like the interrogation videos of Nick and Gypsy. They've been up there online for 5 years, over 5 years now, 6 years. The first place I saw it was Crime for Dummies. You know, I'm tired of these people that are like, I had that, and I'm the one who no, you weren't. the one who put it online originally. If, you know, if all this stuff has been online originally, it wouldn't be behind Patreon walls. It would never have been put behind a Patreon wall. Hi, Gone Wandering. Ruby, I don't recognize you, but hello. Okay, so, like I said, think of this like a library with a bunch of rooms. And each room is a different, like, subject. You know, first room's cast of characters. That's the first thing you do when you're investigating something or studying something. When I studied the JFK assassination, we pulled out every single name that was in the 26 volumes of the Warren Commission. Everybody that gave testimony, you know, everybody that was mentioned in that. And there's thousands of names. So that's the first thing we do. And then we take each name and who is this person and how do they relate to the assassination. So that's what we would do with this. We'll pull a cast of characters, and then you pull the name out, David Blanchard. How does he relate to this whole thing? Where does he fit? Well, he was at the scene, you know, when they couldn't find Dee Dee. Him and his wife were the first ones. They drove there when they saw the thing on Facebook. They drove there right away. David went into the house. David was also connected to VisionCon. David gave testimony, pretty interesting testimony too, at that, where he gives up Dan Gladwell right away. So that's what, you know, the thing about, and we might have grouped together, like David will be with his wife, the discovery of Dee Dee's body, like everything that will be, like all the people, Aaliyah will be in that because she gave the cops the emails from Gypsy. So the emails between Aaliyah and Gypsy will be there because then you can isolate what Gypsy was telling Aaliyah and then compare that to what in 2011 when that stuff went down with her dad and Dee Dee, I think that was Gypsy, guys. Dee Dee wrote Christy and said, that wasn't Gypsy, that was the slutton next door, Aaliyah, who helped Gypsy dress up. So anywhere that Aaliyah is in this, you know, if she testified, if that's in the Greene County thing, you know, her giving, she's got videos online where she gave interviews, that'll be there. Wait. Oh, wait, Gone Wandering. Who had a video of who? Harsh? Okay. Yeah, this Saul's person is sending me stuff too. Okay. So like I say, I don't know all these people. I blocked all the drama months ago, and that included like Cajun Navy Jen. I think I blocked Naomi. Anybody that was involved in that. The only person I've unblocked from that is the Ivory Rose Nose, because I always liked her. Ah, okay. See, I wouldn't, was that just today or the other day? I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't waste my time with them anymore because they need that. When she jumped up here today, what she wanted she wanted all you guys to yell at her. It was a real calm day. It was a real calm chat. GRB evidence had left. And, you know, I find it real interesting that they came in to disrupt that. Because they know that GRB evidence has all that warehouse stuff about VisionCon. Well, actually, she didn't. I sent her the PDF because I had saved it. So, you're welcome, Jip Jip. We're never going to let you forget VisionCon. I'm not. I'm not ever going to let you forget 2011. I'm not ever going to let you forget VisionCon. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't have time to watch a lot of the lives and stuff. You know, short things I can do, but like when I get off of a live, I'll have like 50 messages over here. I'll have a bunch over in my Gmail. I'll have a bunch now on Facebook. So I catch up on all my messages when I finish my lives. So, does everybody understand kind of how I'm building the database? Basically, the wall, when you go in, you know, in the wall that you scroll down, I got to keep that organized. So, I don't want a bunch of you just posting a bunch of shit. If you want to contribute something, send it. You can send me the link in a Facebook message. I answer every Facebook message. I started the Gmail for this today, and it's going to have, I didn't get to, I'm going to, from the Gmail, it's going to have an Instagram, it's going to have a Twitter, I've got the TikTok page built, it's going to have a YouTube channel as well, where anytime I talk about the database, I will upload that video on that channel. Okay. Yes, that's all she is. That's her only intent, is to, they're chaos agents. They're chaos trolls. That's all they want to do. They want to destroy, they want us all yelling at them. Because then they'll turn around and say, oh, they're just bullies over there. They don't let you talk. They don't let you talk. No, I'm not going to let you assholes come over here and run my live. I'm not going to let you. All they want to do is spread Gypsy's talking points. Because she can't do it anymore. She can't do it anywhere else. And every time she goes on live with Bree, they look stupid. Because Gypsy says something stupid. Or Rogie says something stupid. You know? Gypsy, in the last couple weeks, what has she done? She's thrown Melissa Moore under the bus, and everybody's pointing that out. Everybody's asking, is Melissa going to say anything? You know, about her basically saying the reason the book isn't accurate is because Melissa's fault, not mine. I wanted to edit it. They wouldn't let me. It's going to have to eventually, you know, respond to that. Just like Ryan should have responded to when Gypsy said that stuff about him and the little kid. But he didn't. All he said is, oh, she made it up. You know? Gypsy attacked Ryan's brother. Accused Ryan's brother of using his prescription. That's a crime. Ryan never defended his brother, and in fact, he just recently came out and attacked his brother. So, I'm done with all of that. I'm not giving it my views. I'm not giving it my attention or my time. I'm going to build this. And quite frankly, I don't have to do these lives to build this. I can stop doing these lives and build this on my own. I don't need any followers to build this. I know where to find all the information. Because most of the information is in the original investigation, which nobody's really read. So if I just put the original investigation up here and then comb the web to find good content like GRB evidence, which has been there for a year. If I go over to GRB Snark and get the original stuff from 4 or 5 years ago, I don't need to be on TikTok. I'll just build this. So, I'm not going to let people like Born on the Bayou come over here and irritate me. I let them come over here, and I showed anybody who's listening to me who they are. I have 20 people in here now. I bet you I have 50 or more outside watching and listening. And they know who these people are. When I put this up on YouTube, more people will see it. And they will ask, what the hell? Why is this going on? Why are they trolling this person? Why are they trying to discredit this person? There must be something to it. And so then they'll follow me to my other sites. You know? That's how this is going to work. We're building something that she can't challenge because it's factual and it's been online. It's been chasing her since she killed her mom. This has all been chasing her. She just thought nobody would pay attention. She thought no one would be invested enough to do this, something like this. Who would? Really, who would? Who would be invested enough to do something like this? Well, I am, Gypsy. And it's from that one thing you said. When you called Nick an autistic buttercup. When you said about Nick, when you found out his mother passed, that was his karma for taking your mother? You little bitch. I don't know who you think you are that you're going to get away with this shit. But see, your ego, your arrogance, and your hubris tells you you're going to get away with it. You're befuddled now. You really are. You're befuddled that every day you tried to do the Wikipedia and you got caught in a day and they stopped you. You know, you're trying to do every statement you make, you try to spin this, and we're catching you every day. And we're putting it on blast. More people watch Becca Scoops than watch you. All right? And you know that. Thank you, everybody that's giving gifts. I don't see it because I'm concentrating on chat and stuff. Thank you for sending gifts, but I don't ask for them. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this because, Gypsy, you pissed me off. You pissed me off. And I was going to let it go for a while, but you kept pissing me off. So every time that I did a live and every time one of you little assholes came in here, you pissed me off. Now, am I angry at you? No. I'm not emotionally invested in you to be angry. I'm not mad when I hand the ass back to your trolls. I'm not mad. You cannot affect my emotions. But see, that's what she tries to do. That's what all this is. They're irritants. They're poke, 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 poke. And they want you to fight with your emotion. Because when you're fighting with your emotion, you're not thinking. You're not focused. But that's what they want to do. And that's what Gypsy's good at. Because the people that do still support her out there, they're traumatized children. And they don't want to accept that they have supported someone who wasn't really traumatized. They need to believe her. They need to believe that she was this traumatized child. Because if she wasn't, that means they were wrong. You see? And that re-traumatizes them. They feel stupid. And that's what's going to happen. And I want to be here. I want to be a resource for those people. If you're out there and you supported Gypsy because you were traumatized yourself, I will be a safe place for you to fall here. Come here, join us. And I will be here if you need to talk. You know, if you need to vent. If you just need a shoulder. I will be your safe place. Yes, Sharon. Exactly. And abused people, traumatized people, do not act like Gypsy does. They don't. Now, I'm not saying that if you were traumatized young, that you won't eventually in your lifetime explore your personal sexuality. Yes, you will. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying traumatized people don't act like Gypsy. If I'm with someone and they've experienced similar trauma, I can see it in their face. I can see it in the way they move their bodies. I can see it in the way they react to other people. We see each other. It's like a secret club. And that's not Gypsy. It's not Gypsy. So part of this that I'm building will be a safe place for all of you to fall. It's Misha. And, you know, the other thing that I never like when she says I'm a survivor. Gypsy, we don't call ourselves that. I mean, we might in a discussion because that's the common usage. Adult survivor of abuse, okay? So, yeah, that's a label. But ourselves, we don't call ourselves survivors. You know why? Because we didn't survive it. It lives inside of us. It will never leave us. We didn't survive shit. We died. A part of us is still there. And we never get it back. And so we want to protect every single child we see. That's why how they built Q, to protect the children. Because they took advantage of traumatized people that wanted to protect the child that they always were, but they couldn't. So they want to protect all the children. I didn't survive shit. And it made me this. I'm not angry. I'm not angry because angry doesn't fucking define it. I have such a rage inside me that if I let it out, it'll burn the world down. I didn't survive shit, Gypsy. So I'm going to take that rage and I'm going to burn your world down. Exactly, Anne, exactly. You still, the mother and daughter relationship is complex. And if you had a mother that did not nurture you, you still love that mother. You still long for that mother that you wanted to have. Bam Bam, you know, it reflects in everything that you do for the rest of your life. It made me so protective of my sons. I'd never had babysitters, you know, and it's like family that I knew them. I wouldn't let them out of my sight. And another thing, you always feel like you are suspect. For instance, when my son, when I was reported to CPS, because I was trying to help this little boy who was being beaten. He had bruises all over him, so I just reported it to the school that I volunteered at. And the stepmother reported me on false charges. So the police went to the school, pulled my son out of class and undressed him, checked him for bruises, because I was accused of standing in the back of my screen door, choking my son and punching him in the face and starving them. All right. I was investigated 3 times. They came to the house. When they came to the house, my 2 sons wrestled on the floor. That was a fun time. But I was devastated when that happened. I took to my bed for days. I was just humiliated and despondent. But that counselor, you know, the CPS that came, I told her about my past history, because if you've survived that, you know, if you've experienced that, and you let people know that, then that person will look at you with suspicion and go, oh, will you do that to your kids? So you always feel that sort of suspicion hanging over you. So you don't want to tell your story to people. But you have to, because your story will help someone else. So we keep quiet about it. We don't write books and make accusations that we can't prove. You know, we just don't. We keep that to ourselves until we can't anymore. That's why we all know that you didn't survive shit, Gypsy. But that's what you want to be known as. Survivor. You know, you're from the Hairspray movie, Permanently Punished Penny. You are not the eternal victim. You aren't shit. You were a spoiled brat who tortured your mother until you killed her. That's all you are. And you destroyed Nick's life. You destroyed his family. You're the reason his mother isn't here. Oh, Sharon. I'm so sorry, sweetie. See, that's what she wants to do. She wants to hit our deep trauma and take advantage of that and make us react to her. Well, I'm not going to react to you. I'm going to handle you. I'm going to deal with your fucking ass. Tell me if I'm kidding, Gypsy. Our eyes don't lie. Yours don't. Yours don't lie. You think they do. You think you can lie really well. Tell me if I'm kidding, Gypsy. Because my eyes don't lie. All these people out here, they're not kidding. They're dead fucking serious. We're so sick of you. We are so forever sick of you. Does anyone want to come up? Well, first off, does anybody not understand the database? Basically, it's going to be an organized thing. If you want to contribute, you can send stuff to me. I've got my email. You can send stuff in Facebook Messenger. I answer all of that. You can send stuff here to TikTok. I answer all my messages. And then I will transfer it over there. Like I say, oh, and here's another thing you guys can start doing. Start thinking of subjects. You know, I've got the cast of characters is what I'm going to go with first. Then start thinking, and when I do updates on here, start giving me ideas for subjects or rooms in the library. You know, definitely got VisionCon. I've got Gypsy age birth to 14, age 14 to 24. Suggest some other subjects for teams to go down. Yeah, obviously the original case, you know, case reports. I'm going to have all that broken down. Because there's a lot of people out there that have never read that Greene County, you know, they've never read that. I have a separate group already that I'm going to put into this. I'm going to have the one dedicated thread that says the network, and it's going to be all the different groups. I have one for all the media, any video or media. It can be TikTok videos. It can be what I was originally designed is for all the news media that helped, because what this is going to do, it's going to show how they built this around her. So any media of Gypsy or Dee Dee or whatever, that's going to go in that media group. So one of the first threads that's going to be in here, it's going to say the network, and that's going to be all of the websites or Facebook groups that I have built, and it's going to be in one thread, and you can just go and click on that link and go to that website or that group. Yes, Sharon. This is what this is to do. It's to not rewrite it, just finally tell the story. It's to correct the narrative about Dee Dee. You know, there's going to be stuff in here about her fraud, you know, doing some fraud. Yeah, sure. But we are going to show how she may have done that, but she didn't torture Gypsy. She didn't abuse Gypsy in any way, shape, or form. She did not force Gypsy to stay in that chair for how many years? Because Gypsy would not be able to stand up. Her muscles would have been atrophied. And nobody's ever been able to say how. How? Just tell me how, Gyp. Tell me how your mother forced you to stay in that chair. What'd she threaten you with? What'd she do? Did she tie you to the chair? Did she threaten to hit you? Because you never had any bruises. And you took the coat hanger thing from Mommy, Dead, and Dearest. We all know you did. Yes, that's going to be, Tori, that will be in the media group that I already have made. All the newspaper articles, any form of media, video clips, magazine articles, that's media. We're going to show how they helped her build this. I'm going to have the original articles from 2015 there, and I'm going to have every article ever written about Gypsy online. That'll be in that media group. I've already got that built, and I will put it into the thread that's called the network. Because that's going to be the network of every group I make. Every website, like GRB Evidence's website will be in there. Anybody that gives me permission to put their website in there. Oh, hi, Keish. All right, we were talking about, is everybody up on how I'm building the database? If you have any questions, you know, does anybody want to come up? Now it's going to be free for, it's 10 o'clock. 10, 11. I probably can go till midnight tonight on this phone. If I have to buy any documents, Krista just gave me the Pacer, so I'm going to see. I've got some money in my account if I got to buy anything. Any kind of gifts is going to go towards that. Some of the newspapers are behind a paywall. Usually you can get like a month for $1, and that's enough for me to collect everything. So, you know, that's what I've got, you know, I've got enough with gifts to pay for that kind of stuff. But like I said, if we do want to go to like a GoFundMe or whatever to start doing FOIAs, but I think like Gone with the Weeds is doing that. So, you know, go over there and do your donations there, because they're already doing that. They've got down how to request these FOIAs. Because there's a specific way you have to request them. Because if you just say, give me everything you have on Gypsy Rose, that's thousands and thousands of dollars. These videos that they're requesting is at least $1,000. As I said, I don't know if Into the Weeds has like a thing like that, but they're the ones that are getting all the FOIAs. So, or they have somebody that is, you know, already starting that process. So, let's support all of them that are doing that. I don't know that I know Carolina Girl. I know someone FOIA'd the videos. Yes, Sharon, I do think that Becca and Red's work is going to come to fruition. I really do. Oh, was it Audrey that requested the videos? I did not know that. I don't know if I want to see the videos, guys. I really don't. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Because, you know, once we see those, we'll never unsee it. That reminds me of when I got my first personal computer, and we put it in our bedroom. But my sons used it. I had like writing programs on there, and they would write stories. And I sat them both down, and I said, look, I know you're boys, and I know you're going to look up movies, okay? But you have to understand that there's shit out on the web that you are not ready to see. So, and you won't unsee it once you see it. So be aware of that, because I never wanted to censor my boys, because I grew up completely censored. Okay, so does anyone want to come up? Because it's going to go into free-for-all discussion. Yeah, well, gone wandering. Did you stumble on something you weren't ready for? Who wants to come up and start yapping? I wish I was in bed. I've had a long day. It's 25 degrees here, so I had to turn my water off. My pipes froze last year, and I had to have all piping. It was like $3,000. And so I have a system in the basement now where I turn the water off and I drain the pipes. But that means I have big garbage cans in my bathroom to flush the toilet. It's 25 degrees here. Now, tomorrow I think it's going back up to 30 something, and then next couple of days we're supposed to have 40 and 50. This is ridiculous. Make up your mind, weather. Yeah, well, Bam Bam, you come up here. Somebody come up here, because I'm going to have to go to the bathroom in a minute, and I need somebody to talk. It's 70 there. Don't even tell me that you're cold at 70 degrees. Because my room here is always like 60 degrees. 60, 65. And somebody told me the other day, that's cold. I'm like, my dad kept our house at 65 degrees, 24 hour, 24 hours a day, year long. Hello, OG.
How are you? How are
Good,
you?
good.
It is 33 degrees here, and you just made me think that I need to turn my water on too. So I'm turning my water on.
Yeah, yeah, drain, run your spigot. Well,
Yeah.
I have a radiant heater under my sink too, but there's no water in my pipes right now because it actually drains the water in the basement, completely drains the pipes, so they won't freeze. Oh, I'm never going to freeze again. It's ridiculous. Well, like I said, I don't have heat, but actually, I insulated the basement. I just walked down there, and my basement is warmer than my upstairs room
Oh,
because
wow.
yeah, I put that pink insulation up and I bubble wrapped all the windows. Oh, yeah, that's where I am. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and it is 28 degrees here.
Mm.
We had about an inch of snow this morning.
Oh my goodness.
I know. And I had to, I took my car. I thought the battery died again because of the cold. But it's a brand new battery, too. Brand new $300 battery. So I had to have the van towed to the shop. Hopefully, I'll get it back tomorrow or Wednesday. No, I don't have heat, quiche. My basement flooded 2 years ago, and it took my furnace out. I had waist high water in the basement, and
Mm.
yeah, because I'm on a corner, and the water ran down the street. We had a literal flood down the street. So I've got pictures of it, and in my basement would get like waist high water, and it took the furnace out. And it's $10,000 to put a new furnace in, and I just don't have that. So
I know that's
I
right.
insulated the whole basement. I closed off all my vents. I put carpeting down and everything, and I insulated the windows are all boarded up. I've got bubble wrap on all the windows, and then silver mylar on top of that, so I have no drafts coming out. And then I have radiant heaters that keep each room at 60 degrees up here. And then in the frigid cold, I use kerosene heaters. And that kerosene heat rises up and heats my son's bedroom, which is up above there, keeps that toasty warm. His room is like 75 in the wintertime because of the kerosene heat. I keep a kerosene heater in this is my room, and then there's the living room and the kitchen. And then I have a radiant heater in the bathroom, a radiant heater under the sink, so that those pipes don't freeze, and a radiant heater in here. Oh,
I
I'm
have an
good at
electric heater.
yeah. I'm good at surviving.
I have an electric heater, and I pretty much just stay in one room when it's cold, cold.
Yeah, I close the whole upstairs off.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm bundled. I'm comfortable. Bundle and layer, you know. In fact, I have a heated blanket too. So I'm toasty. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I lived on a steep hill. We used to, our electric would go out and it would be like waist high snow. We would be without heat or electric for like weeks at a time. My dad would have to park the car at the bottom of the hill and walk up because the ash truck couldn't come up. And we would heat, my dad had a fire, a coal cellar. We would put bricks in the fire to heat our beds, and we had a fire to cook on. Like if my electric goes, I have a candle cooker that I can cook on. I can cook on top of the kerosene heaters too. That'll boil water. I can survive. I've got lights that are solar. I've got a solar powered thing. My whole car. I can live in my car too. I'm built to bug out if I have to.
Have you thought about getting a wood stove?
I have this big outside double garage, and
Hmm.
there used to be a wood stove in there, so it
Uh,
still's got the vent. I thought of redoing that, but
that's what we've been doing in my living room. We have a fireplace, and the living room is always so cold compared to the
hmm
back of the house. So, and my power goes out every time it freezes. Like it froze here the other night, and the power went out because the power lines froze, and I live
yeah.
right by the power lines. And we just put a fire and just had that going. I know you can get bundles of wood for pretty cheap from Casey's.
hmm
If you do decide to do your wood stove, I don't know if you have Casey's, but Casey's does
hmm
really cheap wood.
Well,
Kind of dry though.
yeah, I've got carbon monoxide detectors in every room, and
Good.
but I've been doing the kerosene heat, and it's clean. It doesn't ever
Yeah.
bother me. And like I don't sleep at night anyway, so I only turn it on at nighttime when it's frigid cold. We bundle in the day. My son's got a utility heater that keeps his room warm. But like I said, since I don't sleep at night, I monitor the heaters.
Good.
Yeah.
Safety and warmth. That's all that
Oh
matters.
yeah, yeah. But these radiant heaters, oh my goodness, they are just amazing. The heat they throw. And I have my big light out. It's light too. It's my light in my room.
That's cool. You can
Yeah.
also get like the fireplace, like Gypsy Rose Baby put her hand on.
Yeah.
Get one of those.
Well, the thing I like about these Radiant is they're 400 watts. If I try, and I do have one of those radiator heaters, but it's like 1500 watts, and it blows the fuse.
Of every time. That's like my bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Faulty wiring.
Yeah. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, Maya. So, okay. Anybody else want to come up before we start discussion? Hey, no trolls right now.
Isn't it nice?
You just
Yeah,
summoned them. Now they're all gonna flood in here.
exactly. Now, I don't know because she jumped down, so I don't know if I blocked Born on the Bayou or not.
I kind of want to explain the video on that. At the end of it, I should have just dropped from that panel and I should not have engaged in that toxicity. She did attack Granny Papa, and that's when I jumped in because she was just being ugly to her, really mean, and she was just justifying Gypsy, and it got heated at the end, but I just want to continue to spread Dee Dee's word, and
hmm
I
Was
just
that
want to make
wait?
sure.
Was that today? Was that today? The
No, that was a couple days ago.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't been on
Well,
that panel since.
maybe that's why she came in because she sees you guys.
Well, I wasn't here. She saw Granny up there. And that's when I hopped in the chat after. And I'm like, Granny, did she attack you again? Because, like, she was mean to her. So I haven't been on that panel since. I try to avoid Born on the Bayou at all costs, honestly.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the reason they want you up there is because they need you. They need us. We don't need them.
My thing with her is she doesn't realize that she is part of the problem with, what is that word? I'm drawing a blank right here. When you know somebody is doing something that's a problem and you don't tell them.
Co-signing. Ignorance. It's complete ignorance.
Yeah,
Complicit.
like-
Knows that there's an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're complicit.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
good
they're not telling her, like Gypsy, you know, maybe it's not such a good thing to revert back to shaving your head and wearing wigs. You know, I mean, y'all are her family. You're supposed to guide her, and you're not doing that.
You know, that's a good. If I were Ken, because what did Gypsy
Enabling,
say?
yes, enabling.
Yeah, Gypsy said, you know, that she chops at her hair when she's agitated or frustrated, and what's she doing now? She's chopping at her hair. Ken, she's anxious about something.
Like, just shave your head, bitch. Like,
Right?
I think she did.
oh,
Because
for
the way
sure.
that-
Underneath that wig, there is no
Yes.
hair.
Yes.
There is no hair at all. No way.
My thing is, though, I feel like, and I may be the only one that feels this way. This is only my opinions and only my feelings. I'm not trying to speak for everybody here, but I feel like everybody in that family is neglecting Aurora by being complicit and enabling Gypsy. I'm sorry, that's how I feel.
It's just adding to the problem.
Yeah.
You know, it's just co-signing. Aw, thank you. It's just co-signing to the bullshit. And it's never going to stop if people don't feed her. Like, you can't make a parasite grow if you don't feed it.
Right.
You know,
Oh, thank you for the gifts.
that video that Becca had tonight with that AI, that was so touching. I want to watch that video when we get off live.
Thank you for the gifts.
It's nice hearing somebody give her a voice. You know, even if it's AI, even if it's a computer, it's talking and it's putting. Thank you. Wow, you guys are so sweet. It's making her human.
Yep.
You know, it is making her a human, and regardless if it's AI is pretty cool. You know, I hope that video goes viral because that's really sweet that someone took the time to do that. And I like teared up a little bit because like hearing Dee Dee's voice and her way talking about it, it was like eerie but beautiful at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
You sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing the premium quality automatic seated
So,
exerciser.
does anybody have any
Yeah.
ideas for subjects for the, you know, like subject headings for the database?
I love the alter ego. I love that.
Okay.
What the characters? You called it the characters, right?
Oh, the cast of characters is like
Yes,
everybody-
I like that one.
yeah. But yeah, when you say alter ego, alter person, you know, I think of Gypsy, Ruby, and all of that. Well, like Hannah's going to take a specific aspect of this. If you might want to, Hannah, if you want to discuss about it, because Hannah kept reminding me of something that I hadn't been over for a long time, and that's that DeviantArt that site she has over there. Because I'm trying to tie her in to, like, okay, the Dawn emails. when Dawn is saying, she has all the multiple characters. I don't believe that was Dawn. I believe Gypsy wrote that because they're too similar to gypsies. And I mean, the whole tone of that message where she's describing the multiple personalities, it sounds like Gypsy. To me, it just sounds like her. And the two names that she put for Nicholas, for his characters, there was Nikolai, Tarian, and Max. Okay. And Tarian, I think, comes because Nick writes in the letters that he's a Taurus. He mentions that he's a Taurus, and I think at one point he spells it wrong. And Nikolai, I think, was supposed to be the little boy because they were trying to prove that Nick had a little boy. All right. So Nikolai sounds like a little boy, right? Like it would be. And Gypsy had to come up with a little boy character because she had said on the stand that the Kitty little girl character was created for Nick's little boy. Nick never had a little boy. So I think they were intending on saying that the Nikolai was the little boy. But then Dawn writes a message yelling at Nick saying that, that Tarian and Nikolai were going to grape her. So was the little boy going to grape you? They fucked up. They're just stupid. But when you tie that, like the Dawn emails, you tie the sexual stuff that she wrote in 2011, and then you take it over to the deviant art, and she was doing all that in 2011. So we're tying that all together, and I don't know how Hannah, how did you put that? Just basically talking about the psychosexual part of Gypsy.
Hannah knows her stuff when it comes to this.
Yeah, she would.
How anyone can tie anything sexual to a child is mind-boggling.
Right. So that's going to be a whole thing that Hannah runs as far as this goes. And that's going to tie in with me. It's going to tie in with all the BDSM stuff. Because for me, that's always been the breaking point. All the BDSM stuff, everything sexual that's tied to Gypsy, which is going to include her book. All that's new sex, because that was all new in the book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why had we never heard those stories before?
Because she makes stuff up as she goes along.
Exactly.
I was about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that news story about her mom going around showing baby Dylan, saying that was her lost child.
Exactly.
That was so hilarious that I couldn't understand why she didn't even bring this up 10 years ago. Why is she bringing it up now?
Here's the thing,
But
y'all.
it's her memory coming back. She forgot all about that.
I don't
Her
want
traumas are showing up. Bitch, please.
Trust me, I'm one that had blocked out most of my childhood because of trauma. Now, and I can fully tell you that I 100% believe that every single one of us walking this freaking earth has our own story of childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
And majority of us, our parents are still walking, living, breathing, we just don't socialize with them. I don't get it. I don't get how somebody can use. I don't get how the court allowed that, because no amount of bullcrap that we go through as children, we're supposed to take the bullcrap that we go through as children and not do that to other people, especially our own children. You know what I mean? Everything that you go through in life, you're supposed to, how can I use this to become a better person? Do you understand?
Yep.
Hi guys, how are y'all tonight?
I'm
Hi.
great.
Hey, I just wanted to bring something up real fast, and I saw where you were talking about Dee Dee had a voice, and something that I talked to someone a long time ago. I guess at one point I heard that Nikolai, I guess when the mom was came to Dee Dee and told her about Nikolai, because Nikolai and Gypsy are right at the same age, and I guess Nikolai's mom was gonna get an an erasement of the child. And Dee Dee said, no, here's like diapers and wipes and things like that. You know, that is a woman who loved a child, you know, and she loved her child enough to say, no, you can have a child and we can share this life, you know.
Donna, look in comparison to what Christy did. Christy encouraged Rod to sign his parental rights away. Christy never wanted anything, Dee Dee, she never wanted Gypsy, she never wanted the other one. Didn't want Rod to be, she wanted Rod to be involved with her kids and not the others.
Oh, exactly. But I would love for like someone like Nicolette's mom to come up and actually speak about what Dee Dee was like to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a feeling.
I wonder if any of them were interviewed when the original investigation was taking place.
Well, didn't Rod sign rights away to the daughter number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, then probably not. If he did that, they probably just left.
I can understand that, but it would be nice if Nicolette's mom would come to Dee Dee's rescue and say she was a good person.
All right. Is anybody
Let me know when I
recording?
needed it.
Because we're getting an echo. Is anyone recording?
It might be my headset.
Oh, no, because I've given my mods the ability to record if they want.
Okay.
Now, I download every live. If it's not, that one that was 8 hours, the NPG, it will not download. Okay? They're
The
harsh.
mods also get the live recap of. I get notified when you end your live. I'm sure not your monkeys, not my monkeys will get notified too.
Oh, okay. So it gives you the ability to download it?
It just goes into my live reports.
Okay.
I think it is. I've never really followed, went in there.
Well,
So I will after this live. I'll let you know.
I just learned how to do it. I learned that I can click on my live thing, it takes an arrow, and it goes over, it says live, it has some clips, and then I did not know that the whole thing's sitting there. I'm like, holy crap. This has been
Cool. See? The archive. We are starting the digital download. Annie, good job, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, so
awesome.
I can download them, but if they're like 3 hours, it'll download. But the ones that are longer than that don't seem to want to download. So
you could
quit your yapping, women.
Just a bunch of hens clucking.
Yes. If you would quit your yapping, and these can be under 3 hours, I can start putting them on YouTube, because it takes about an hour to download it, and then it takes me another hour to upload it to YouTube. And they stay there for 30 days in my thing.
You ladies have a great night.
You too, Donna.
You too. Bye.
Have a good night.
Night.
Okay. So, okay, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to go till midnight tonight. I've got another hour on this phone. Because I might do a JFK with Tommy tomorrow. And then, how are Saturdays and Sundays for you guys? Or for doing these lives? Is that better than a weekday, or?
Me personally, I work weekends. But I'm
don't
still
work
in the
weekends.
chat and still, I just do truck on Saturdays and I get off at 10 my time. So 11 years. But I'm always here.
Yeah,
I'm
because I can.
disabled, so I don't work
Yeah, I can start
anymore.
hosting some. In fact, I'm going to have to once this starts going. I'm going to have to put it on my computer, and I'll host the lives. But you guys are going to have to do the talking and stuff because I want to be over here, what I call in the zone, which is building the site.
Cool.
You know, uploading stuff and organizing it and everything and cleaning it up because if I sit down here and do a 3 or 4 hour live, then it's an hour to download that, an hour to upload it to YouTube. Then I gather everything. That's, I'm running out of hours in my day.
Yeah. Well, I'm
And
not very computer savvy, so I'm still learning how to maneuver TikTok, honestly. So
well, like I said, I can set my phone up and set it down. You guys can do the chat, and then I can just be sitting over here on my computer.
I got you.
So, oh, I'm old and I'm still learning. Been on the internet since the 90s, and I'm still learning something new every day. And this new stuff, this TikTok, there's so many things to learn about it. Like, I don't have that TikTok Studio on my phone because this one doesn't have enough memory. But I can put it on my Chromebook.
Don't take this the wrong way, Miss Annie. Um, I don't know how old you are, but I'm
64.
inspired. Oh, really? Wow. You don't
Yeah.
look it. I'm inspired by people of your age who are as computer literate as you are. Like that, it takes some intelligence.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I've been on like it's just for me when we first got my ex-husband, my son's father. He worked on computer. He did digital art. So we bought our first computer in the 90s, and it stayed in our bedroom. The minute I got on an actual computer, and it was AOL dial-up. Okay, so if any of you remember that,
I do.
yeah. The minute I got on the internet, I was just overwhelmed. I was like, because I had collected books and everything all my life, but it's like, oh my God, everything I want to know is right here at my fingertips. So I was
Right?
like, I'm like, no, the powers that be that want to keep information from us, this isn't going to last. There's no fucking way
Right?
they're going to let this breathe. That's why PORN is so prevalent on the web and it's free because it's a distraction, you know? So,
Mm-hmm.
they gave that to us because it's like they knew that people would. That's why there's all that disinformation and crap on the web. But so I started saving everything first on floppy disks, then on CDs, then on SD cards. And now I've got terabyte drives. And then I got my first laptop. And from there, it went to smartphones and the first e-readers, the Nook. I had a Nook and a Kindle, and then tablets. So, like I said, I've got
I still have a
I've got
Firefly
four
tablet.
tablets, 10 burner phones, 3 Chromebooks, a desktop, an all-in-one desktop that's Bill Gates, which I never use because I hate Bill Gates computers. Um, yeah, and a bunch of e-readers. I love tech. I just love it.
So, a little thing about me, I came to the internet when Yahoo chat rooms were a thing.
Yep.
This is why I know what Gypsy was up to on the internet because I was in said chat rooms doing the
Mm-hmm.
same not the same. Let's like specify that. Doing the
I
same.
was. I was in those chat rooms.
I was bad on the internet. You know,
Oh yeah.
she can't fool me. Everybody's been there.
Nope. You know, Excite. Did you ever use Excite where you surf the web with people?
Yeah.
The RSS feeds. I was in the muds, the role playing. You know, the LARPs. I was in all of it. I was in Second Life. I was in the dungeons in Second Life. So Gypsy, I know fucking exactly what you were doing.
Exactly. Girl, I know exactly what she was doing because I was doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very similar to The Sims, Hannah. But actually, Second Life was like way more advanced. And like if you went in as a woman, all these men just started throwing shit at you. Here's some clothes. Here's wigs. Here's, you know, eyes, and you can change your face. You can do makeup, everything. It was so much fun. So much fun. The first time I ever went into Second Life, this guy, you get a skin and basic stuff. These guys were giving me all this stuff. So they gave me all this sexy clothes. And I went into this like world with all these monsters and stuff. And I sit down on this stone thing, and all of a sudden everything starts to shake. And this big monster comes up, and I did not know that he had raped me. Okay. But I go into the disco, and this little baby monster pops up on my shoulder, and they all laugh at me. I'm like, what? I just thought I had a cute baby dragon, you know? And they're like, you had schmecks with the, you know, like, well, I didn't know. And then you surfed all these different worlds, and it was so much fun. I should try it. I know I think it got expensive, and, you know, they say it's not as fun anymore. There's a documentary about Second Life, and it shows how people really lived in the virtual worlds and how they met people and, you know, married people, got together. It's a really fascinating documentary. I'll see if it's on YouTube. By now it might be. But yeah, I don't can't find where Nicholas was, but I'm pretty sure Gypsy was playing around in Second Life.
I just can't seem to understand how she used a damn toothbrush. I don't think I'm ever going to get over that. Like, the bristle on the toothbrush has to hurt.
I want to know what kind of person looks at a toothbrush and thinks, this looks like. Never mind, I just can't.
Well,
Right?
Gypsy sexualizes everything, and she uses her sexuality as a weapon.
Yes, she does.
I mean, I did not realize that. I mean, I knew from the Ruby and all that shit, okay? I did not realize how much it was until the book. When she just came out with all of those new stories, and then she in the foreword, this is for her daughter to read.
Right,
That's
right.
there. That's sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had I would. I don't want my sons. I mean, I'm pretty open with my sons now. They're 40. You know, because my son and I was joking with me. He said, "Why don't you start an OnlyFans site?" There's a lot of guys are into grannies. Because we were talking about me, you know, finding some remote work and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, you don't want to work, Mom. I was like, so he was like, why don't you do an OnlyFans site? So my sons and I talk about everything. You know, they're the funniest people I know. But you know, I would not write a book like that and have my sons read. I'd be mortified.
Right.
I'd be embarrassed. I'd be ashamed.
My kids know of some of the things that I've gone through in life, especially as a child. You know, I've told them some stories, but very minor compared to everything. You know what I mean? Like, me and my kids are very open and honest. We talk about everything with each other. My kids know they can come to me about anything. But there's some things like I wouldn't want to write a autobiography and hand it to my youngin and say, "Here, read this." No.
No.
But knowing all that I know about Gypsy, y'all, I worry for Parker even.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be explained why there was a lot of, dog scratches on the floor and shit, why the deposit money couldn't come back. That's probably why he was trying to get out of the house,
Right?
away from Gypsy.
I don't. I don't. I wonder why Ken leaves that dog with her. Well, he leaves the
Not
baby.
Parker.
You
Not
know.
Parker singing. Not Parker singing. Somebody save me.
Well,
Me by myself.
he has been in a couple of the videos, and he just kind of looks at her like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the one she just did recently where she said, the dog, he's so possessive of his toys. He growls at you. And then she's like, but she steals his toys. So she let that baby go right up to the dog and say, she didn't know what that dog would do to that baby.
She has no mothering instinct at all.
No.
Like, no way in the world would I've ever let my baby crawl up and touch a fire that looked like it was a fire. You know what I mean? I
Well,
don't care if it was not a real fire or not.
it's like she has no self-reflection. She knows we are watching her on these hour-long, 7-hour-long lives. We know you're sitting there and you're not feeding your baby. Who's feeding the
Right?
baby? And then she
And then when she
films.
did the,
Yeah, she actually films the baby crawling across the floor and banging on fireplace, and she thinks nobody's gonna. So, is anybody
right?
sending this to CPS?
And then when she did that little mommy blog video where a day in her life or whatever. You don't think we didn't notice that you didn't make any actual breakfast for that baby? That baby is almost a year old. That baby should be eating food
Mm-hmm.
and not just drinking a bottle in the morning. You know what I mean? It should be food and a bottle.
Yeah, and like she was making the cookies, and I guess the baby was bouncing in the thingy, but we don't know that. You know, she can
Some,
have a video in the background playing the sound. Of,
yep.
you know.
What I want to know is a few months ago, they were claiming that Gypsy got a death threat of her and the baby being threatened. But then you go online repeatedly after that, showing the back of your baby's head online.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Make that make sense. Who put their baby online if they know their baby's being threatened? Not me.
If there was
The baby was
an
never
actual
threatened.
threat, that would have been reported to the police. That's bullshit.
Yep,
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
And to go after Karma Collector, he thinks the baby ain't real. There's no
Yeah.
death threat coming from him.
Exactly.
Yeah. CJ, I don't think she bought that playpen for the baby. It's pretty big. And knowing her past, that she played around in little sites, I don't think that playpen's for the baby at all. I think she's still doing her same old shit.
You know, there must be some truth to what all he is saying for how they've not sued him yet. Let's just say that. Not to my knowledge. And they really go after him hard. You know what I mean? Like they really try to make him look crazy.
I think they want us to watch him because he's easy to discredit.
Yeah.
I think they're calling attention to him.
Well,
Just
I
like she
said,
called attention to Woo Woo Bestie.
if he was
Yep.
saying stuff that there was no truth at all in, they would get him for defamation or something. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no. Gypsy's never going to sue anyone for defamation because that opens her to discovery.
true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's a two-way street. Gypsy is never
Yeah,
going to
because
sue
all the
anyone
evidence will be brought
because,
in.
yes, because that would put her in litigation. She doesn't have the money for that because Mike's not her lawyer now. He was her manager and he's not, she can't pay him, so he's not her manager anymore. And Mike isn't going to
True.
represent her forever for free. All right. So if she sues someone, she's on her own. She's got to pay for an attorney. She's not going to represent herself. And if she does represent herself, she's still going to have to give that other person discovery. And if she gives that other person discovery, that means they can delve into every aspect of your life.
Oh yeah, because
Every aspect of your life.
Audrey was pointing that out earlier because she said the way that Bree was reading notes from Mike Stanfield's about Gypsy, that now that's like a breach of contract. So now it is no longer attorney-client privilege or whatever, or something to that effect. I don't know. Audrey explained it better than I can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even think about that. She just opened a door.
Yep, yep. And didn't even realize it. Audrey pointed that out earlier, and I loved hearing it.
Yeah. Was it one of her short videos or was it on a live?
It was on a live. It was on live. I was just watching Audrey's live before I came in
Yeah,
here.
because I saw that she was on too. Does she upload her lives anywhere, like to YouTube?
I don't know, baby. You'd have to go ask her.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
not.
ask her.
I don't want to lie to you.
Yeah. I know. I just saw that, Angel, that she threw the lawyer under the bus when she said, we never discussed the Munchausen defense. And that's bullshit because that's
She had to.
illegal for him to not discuss her defense with her.
Yeah, she had to.
And she has to sign off on it.
Yeah, just like she had to sign
Yeah.
off on her medical documents
Uh-huh.
once she reached a certain age.
Yeah. Like I said, I compare it to Jodi Arias. Kirk Nurmi wrote a book afterwards all about that because Kirk Nurmi didn't want to make the accusation of Travis being a PDF file, and Jodi Arias insisted on it. Ah, damn it. Well, you know what? I'll just message Audrey and ask about it. She always answers.
Yeah, Audrey's really good. I like Audrey a lot, and I got a lot of respect for her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's so factual, you know what I mean? And she is good about showing what she's talking about on the screen. See, I can make videos, but I'm not technology savvy enough to be able to show the video that I'm referring to when I'm talking about something. You know.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Like, there really is a lot of work that y'all do.
I like Ashley Baby and Audrey, quite a few. In fact, I'm going to do a live one night where I recommend everybody that I watch on
Ashley
TikTok
Baby's
and
really good
YouTube.
too.
Yeah. And what I like about them is one, they're so concise and they're so like on target. But I like their sense of humor. They are so witty, you know? I love funny. I love when they mock her right to her face.
Right?
Hey, Kiki. And I think that's why in the last month I have noticed Gypsy unraveling because all of this, we're not paying attention to the noise anymore. You know, there's no drama. It's all just fact-based and they're hitting her every day. Every time she does a live, they respond to it and it's like, well, this is why that's bullshit. Here's Gypsy saying this, and this is why that's bullshit. Every day she just can't get ahead of it. And she wants to get ahead of this shit that's coming. Something big's coming. Something big's coming. You know, just think
You
about
all
it.
should check out Straight Outta Content Barbara. She's really good too.
I
Yeah,
watch
she
her.
is.
I watch her. I'm subscribed to her YouTube.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah.
I would love to see Bree go up against Ashley Baby and Straight Outta Content Barbara. I would love to see Bree try to go after them.
She
Oh, I
won't.
would too because she would tear both of them up. Brie and freaking Sheena.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. If they had anything, if Bree had all these medical reports that proved, she would have been laying it out every day for the last year. And here's this document that proves this. And here's this document that nobody ever had that proves this. But now the recent
I
go ahead. Just the recent one where Gypsy claims that she never even read any of the shit, but Bree did. So Bree's read all your medical reports for thank you. But you never did. Gypsy, you never read your shit. The entire time you were working on your lawyer was working on your case. He never showed you your medical reports.
I can't believe I can't remember whose live it was day before yesterday, but I was in somebody's live and Bree was in there, and I kept asking her to show proof of what unnecessary surgery Gypsy had, name them, and she wouldn't name them.
She can't. There
No,
is none.
no,
That's why they can't sue for medical malpractice.
that's right.
That's right.
If they could have sued, Gypsy'd be a multimillionaire right now.
Yep.
Mike Stanfield
Yep.
would be a multimillionaire right now.
Yep.
See, that's the thing, Alif. I don't understand why they think they're doing her any favors because they're not.
I don't either.
They're not. They actually make Gypsy look a hell of a lot worse.
Yes.
And Gypsy should fire them because they don't know what the hell they're doing or talking about, especially when they have people come up there who's in the medical field or who's done this or who's a lawyer or all this, come up and tell them, hey, that's not true. That's not how it works. And they
Y'all,
still argue with the
Gypsy,
people who has the license for it.
Gypsy's dumbass fired her PR team and hired Bree.
Well,
Oh, wow.
she could not afford the PR team and she never listened to them anyway.
Right? Right?
Well, more likely, they probably quit on her and she had to hire Bree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys remember when she had that PR team and they actually posted like the outline of what they wanted her to do, and she didn't do any of it. She started. They mentioned that one vlogger, that woman vlogger, and they just mentioned her in passing, like do something similar to this. They
Yep.
didn't mean copy her exactly, but that's what Gypsy did. She
Yep.
she took this woman's videos and made exact replicas of those videos. She's just
Yep.
she doesn't have a personality at all. So she's got to like mirror. And I was going to bring up my OkCupid site if I can still access it, because in her recent manifesto, how she said, or no, it was on a live. She said, I'm a schmurderer, but I'm also a lot of things. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother. Remember how she said that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm going to bring up my OkCupid tomorrow, or if my next live. I had my bio on OkCupid, and I said something this was years ago. This was back in 2011. And my bio said something similar, that I'm a lot of things. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a lover, I'm a wife, I'm an ex-wife. And when she said that, I'm like, Have you been over to my OkCupid page?
You know, and that's what Bree when Bree was doing her live earlier. Audrey, we were watching Becca Scoops, and Becca Scoops played a part of it. Um, and Bree said something about, oh, she's gonna be showing what she bought for the baby, and I thought, I wonder if she somehow or another seen me saying, it's mighty funny because it was just earlier today that I said it. I said it's mighty funny, she'll show, the Harry Potter stuff and all the jeans and all that she's looking at for herself, but she never shows anything that she's looking at for the baby. As
Right.
a mom, when I went shopping, I didn't first thing look for myself. You know what I mean? I was going in the store looking for what I could buy for my kids, and I'm still that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I guess I just maybe I'm just a normal mom.
Well, she's just, you know, I don't understand why, like, these videos of her ignoring the baby for like hours are not being sent to CPS. Well, they're probably watching her.
They say that they got so many reports they quit listening to everything. Is what they were saying a while back.
So, she sucks all the air out of the room.
It really
And,
does.
you know, we just have to start, like I said, concentrating on the work that's going to get her off the internet.
Because that's what we all really want is her off the internet, period. Whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, any of that. We want her off. That's where her crime came from. She went looking for the weapon. She found it and she used it. There should be no reason why she's on this internet.
And she's doing the same thing now, still repeatedly,
Yep.
sending everybody else to go do her work for her. Bree, Sheena, Dreamer.
And let's not forget the questions they were asking Gypsy on Bree's Live. Those weren't questions. Those aren't the questions that we want to know. We want to know how many jabs she did. We want to know why she lied about loving her mom. We want to know why she set Nick up for it. Because bottom line, that's what she did. From day one, she was setting this man up.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know why she lied about being paralyzed at 6 years old to the time she was whatever old. We want to know why she was 24 years old pretending to be a disabled child.
Or why she was 24 years old still stuck in on a bottle wearing diapers.
Right.
Those are questions that we want to know why this girl comes out here and parade herself to be this innocent victim when we all know she ain't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at her emails. Look what she said about Christy to Rod's cookie lady behind Christy's back. And it goes up to Christy and say, I love you. You're my new mommy. That's sick. That's
Yeah.
freaking sick.
Yeah, and I don't ever want to hear her call herself her daughter again because I'm sorry. You took out your mom and your dad wasn't around. Your whole childhood, and that's what you tell everybody. That's what you tell everybody, Gypsy. Your dad wasn't around. So how are you somebody's daughter? I mean, we know she is, but I'm just saying.
And
And
yeah, and I just want to say, and Rod not being around was his choice, Gypsy. It was his choice. Your mother
Exactly.
didn't keep him from you. That was his choice.
And Christy pushed him to that choice.
Mm-hmm.
But yet Christy is better than your mother ever was? Come on now, really?
then why wasn't Christy there for her when all this stuff was happening? Because if they couldn't find Gypsy and Dee Dee, which I think that's a crock of shit because they were pretty big known in Missouri with playing the sickness and they were on the news. They were going to reward things for her being the best mom in the world. I mean, there's just so much that I cannot understand how Bree and them support somebody who's lying to them. I have a comprehension problem. I did not graduate from school. I do have some issues, but I can read between the lines right there. Gypsy is not who she says she is. She is never going to be who she is because nobody will accept her for who she is. So she's got to play somebody else.
She's been pretending her whole life to be somebody else.
Yep. I mean, that should be right there, that giveaway right there for people to see that Gypsy is not herself. I mean, for crying out loud, she's still talking in that baby voice, and we all know that she doesn't need to be talking in a baby voice. And then pretending 1 minute she has a southern accent, and the next minute she's back to being Missouri voice. I mean, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense.
One
And
minute
three
she's
of
got
them,
Persian accent.
they're all going to be going down with her because the fact that they knew that this girl's lying, and I'm pretty damn sure they all know she's lying, they're out here supporting and giving her the leadway and everything. It's just as much as their fault as it is hers, in my opinion. If somebody else becomes hurt by Gypsy's hand, Bree, Sheila, Dreamers, Gillette, all of them
Christy,
are going to
all
be
of them.
responsible too.
They should be. They should be, in my opinion.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Grace down here if Grace says she moved from LaForge Parish to a different parish, and that's different CPS office. Would her files not go with her? Like, would the CPS office not mail those files to? Because they have to notify that they've moved, right? No, the CPS office in the old place isn't just going to drop it because they've moved away. I don't know, CJ. I might do a JFK tomorrow night with my friend Tommy. If any of you want to join the JFK thing, we're going to go over probably the original critics and the CIA memo, which does play into this and we're going to go over the origin of the Freedom of Information Act, which is where you're getting all these FOIAs. So it does have a connection if you want to watch that.
TikTok Hannah said the CPS will transfer the case.
Yes.
I think she has knowledge of that. I think she has worked with kids with problems when they were growing up. I'm not sure how. She'd have to clarify all that. I don't know. But I know I'm just saying that I think that she has knowledge of that. So I believe her when she says that.
Yes, Texas, I'm going to read that psych memo, which is what the CIA wrote to media assets to show them how to discredit the critics. And it's also going to show you how Gypsy used the media to do this. Okay,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I think my next live might be with Hannah if she's ready for that, to start talking about the sexual implications of this and all the deviant parts. If Hannah wants to do that. I don't want to put her on, you know. Oh, you don't want to do that right now? You want to wait a little bit?
Nala, go lay down. You're not getting on my bed. Sorry, not sorry. Go lay down on your bed. Go.
Let her on the bed.
She is begging me.
Who do you think you are? That bed doesn't belong to you.
Right? That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll wait a week or so. But that's fascinating to me, and I really want to get to it. After you said that today, I'm like, okay, let's do that. Let's jump right in that. Because that whole aspect has always been my rabbit hole since like 15. It's been my rabbit hole. You know, but I definitely want to delve into the deviant art stuff because she was doing that in 2011. And what I did is I went over and I collected everybody that was following her on the DeviantArt page, and then she commented on a bunch of places, so I got all that screenshot. I'll put it all in my PDF archive that I have. Because that's something that we really need to understand is how Gypsy uses her personal sexuality. And you see it all through these prison emails. You see her playing these men. And I wanted to do, because I've had this inkling thing recently. Do you guys think that any of these men that were writing her in prison were catfishing her? Because, you know, I think about it because I've been reading ones lately that are saying, and they keep asking her. Apparently they had some kind of video calls in prison at one point. I forget the name of it, but because I always thought maybe Ken was catfishing her, and then she caught him, and so now she's blackmailing with stuff. Because these men are asking her, hey, do you have video yet? Are you going to get video? And she's like, yeah, we're supposed to get, it had a name, Sky something. And so I thought, you know, the tabloids, like when the Act came out especially, and they had all that sexual stuff in the Act, it drew a lot of attention to the case. And, you know, if these men at the time that were writing to her, if she had sent them sexy pictures or video, they could have sold that to a tabloid for a lot of money. So I just always thought maybe some of these men, that's what they were after. They didn't really they weren't interested in her. They didn't support her. They were catfishing her to get her to send stuff, and then they were going to sell that.
That's what I think too.
I think with Ryan, he, in my opinion, had lowest self-esteem and thought that the only place he could find somebody to love him would be with someone in prison. And I think he admitted that, you know, oh, she looks so pretty right there in the stripes, you know. For whatever reason, he was attracted to that somehow or another. I don't know how. I have my own thoughts, and I'm not going to say them on here. But I'm sorry. That looked like a child in the Act. In my opinion, that looked like a child. I don't see how a grown person can be attracted to someone that looks like a child.
Right.
I can't fathom it.
I do have a running list of her past usernames and handles, Node. And what name are you talking about, Gone Wandering? I didn't catch any name. What are you talking about? She mentioned, did you guys catch recently when she was on a live with Ken and she was talking about traveling? And he mentioned there's a name that you use when you're traveling.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, hang on
So
a
she's
second.
banking off everybody not knowing who she is.
Hang on a second. I've got it saved in my my PDF file. Get on my other phone. Okay, see, I have a lot of messages. Where's my
Do you
Facebook?
really love the Muffin Man? I really love the Muffin Man. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Nikki
Hell no.
Mills.
Don't do that, Bam Bam. You got us all sounding like we've lost our mind for real.
Okay, she was on a live with Ken, And Ken was mentioning that she used a name when she traveled, and it's Emma Poppy. So I went over to Facebook, and there's an Emma Poppy account that has a Barbie doll on it, and I think it was hers. There's nothing else posted on it, but Emma Poppy is the name she used to use when she traveled.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if that's the same name that she used to travel to, what was it, Kansas City with her mom?
Don't know.
Because
Good.
she was supposed to get a treatment for cancer and she was going to Kansas City just to find out she wasn't getting any cancer treatment there. So what were they doing up there?
Don't know. But see, that's why when we do these deep dives into the different subjects, that's something we might learn. You know, or we might start into a subject and hit dead ends, you know? But if we put it all in one place, then everybody can come, you know, and if we put it all in one place, we're going to have people down the road that go, hey, I have information on that. But see, we're all splintered into 1,000 different directions. There's 1,000 people doing research on this, gathering data, collecting it for whatever reason, and they're all over the world. We got people in England, we got people in Australia collecting shit. You know, if we find these people, network them all together, put it all in one place, Gypsy doesn't stand a fucking chance. There's no way that they can keep this lie going if there's something like this on the web that is public access that, you know, disputes every single lie. I think, Sharon, I think she was saying, I think Ken meant that when she traveled with her mother, she used that name. You know, Misha, you know, could be. All this can, you know, that's what I want to learn about VisionCon. I want to learn how many people there knew she could walk. Because she obviously was in a hotel room at VisionCon with a man ready to do the dirty. So they found her in the bed. So that means she got up out of that wheelchair and got in the bed. So people at VisionCon knew she could walk. I believe David Blanchard knew she could walk. And so when he was during his interrogation, he's like, can she walk? Can she walk? That was bullshit. David Blanchard knew she could walk. Because he says in his interview, he says, Dee Dee told him about the time she left to be with Dan. And he says, Dee Dee told me she took a cab. All right, did she wheel a wheelchair out to the cab, David? Use common sense. Connect the dots.
You know, I do believe that she was using that shed for something because the way the inside of the house was, why wasn't all that stuff put in the shed if it wasn't being used?
Yeah. Why
And
was
I do believe that Dee Dee did know Gypsy was doing things inappropriately online at night. Because there's no way in hell for those few years she didn't know that Gypsy was doing that kind of behavior because I had teens. My three boys were doing separate different things that I would catch on. I mean, you can get away with it maybe for a month, maybe two if you're living with your parent, man, but you can't be getting away that long. For
not
3 whole years? No
yeah,
way.
not 3 years making hundreds of videos. No.
Especially when she had some of the other rooms in her video, not just the bathroom or just the bedroom. She had the living room. Her mom could have walked out anytime, especially with no door being on her door frame. I mean, there's more to it that Gypsy's just making her mom be the monster when really she was the monster.
Right.
I mean, those bullet holes on the walls show different.
Yeah.
TikTok, Anna.
Yeah. Well, and no, that's a valid question because I am searching Cornhub for videos of her. Because, like, for instance, if she was doing stuff with these men at VisionCon, those men would have been filming, and they would have uploaded those to the web. So for years I've been searching for video of her in all these sites. And yes, there is a whole genre of corn for all the different Star Wars, Batman, all the Marvel characters. The women
Oh
dress up
wow.
as the different superheroes and they do schmexual things. And they film themselves. And you can go, there's cartoon, you know?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, now we know why she bought 10 different costumes this month.
And
Right.
she even admitted, she said most of those were bought for bedroom play.
Yep.
Yep.
They did.
And Ken's
The
not into
old
all that. Ken's
gypsies
not into
coming
that
out.
shit. Ken is not into that shit. She's not doing bedroom play. She's filming herself and sending those to men. She's doing the same old tricks. She's making money. She's gonna have
Yep.
an OnlyFans. She's gonna have an OnlyFans. That's her only direction she's gonna go.
Well, better
You
not
know,
ever tell
guys,
Aurora that she can't do it.
is Rogie in here, Hannah? Because I didn't see him.
Oh, Rogie.
Is he? I just wondered, is he in here? Because Hannah just said his name. Oh, custom. Oh, definitely, definitely. See, you guys got to understand all this.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We do have somebody who just joined in here who is a gypsy supporter,
Okay,
and that's
who's that?
Roberta 2.0.
Okay. Well, let me see if she wants to say anything. Um, you guys have to understand, Gypsy. Oh, my battery's dying, guys. So I think I got 10 more minutes. This sexual stuff is an addiction for Gypsy. She needs it. All right, she needs it, and she's not going to be able to not do it. So when Ken's away, I think the possum's playing. You know, I think she's doing shit online like she used to.
As sexual as she is, I find it hard to believe that she's celibate while he's away. I'm just saying.
No, no. But like an online play might be enough for her.
For now.
Yeah. But no, shit's gonna come out. Everything's gonna come out. Truth always out. So everything's gonna come out. And
Okay.
something big is coming. Mark my words, something big is coming. You know, with the thing about Ken, you know, I don't understand how they were ever together because there is no chemistry whatsoever. He's constantly rolling her, like in the show. He's constantly rolling his eyes. He's insulting her at that dinner where he said, "You're so disappointing." Oh my God, my heart hurt for her. That was one moment
That's
where
only
I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm feeling sorry for Gypsy." You know?
Right, right.
Gypsy will only allow that for so long, and he better watch out when she has finally had enough. That's all I'm gonna say. But Ken, you put yourself in that situation, dear. So there's that.
Yeah. I have to cut this, Allison, because my phone's dying. So, like I said, I got to get with Tommy. We were supposed to do a JFK tonight, but he scheduled it for tomorrow. If he reschedules, I'll do another Gypsy tomorrow night. If he doesn't reschedule, I'll do JFK tomorrow. I'll do Gypsy again on Wednesday. Somebody's tapping hard.
That's me. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was
No,
like, I'm on mute. That wasn't me.
No, it was me.
no. I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. I wanted to touch on Born on the Bayou coming in. today, but we can discuss that Wednesday too. Um, so if I take a day off, Gypsy, maybe start to think about different subjects. Maybe start to get a notebook and start taking down a bunch of names for the cast of characters, and then we can discuss all them next live, and you can give me the names and I can write them all down and transfer them over into the database. So, good night,
All
Sharon.
right.
Okay, so gonna thank you all for coming. Good night, everybody. Be sure
Good
if you
night.
did, yeah, be sure if you did not go watch Becca Scoops live tonight. Um, and like I said, I will upload this morning's. I just downloaded it, and I'll upload this one. I'll try to get it up tomorrow if any of you guys want to rewatch it. Do you all know where my YouTube site is? It's JFK Annie on YouTube. It's the picture with the eyeball with the hand coming out of it.
I'll
I
have to
do
go check that
now.
out.
Okay, yeah, I'm over on YouTube. I'm uploading all of these. The only one I was not able to do that is that big long 8-hour one that NPG Cornerstone came on, and I'm really pissed because I wanted to put that up there. I'll keep trying. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Well, it was good being up on here with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Well,
coming on,
anytime,
Brenda.
guys. I love having you guys up here. It saves me talking because I lose my voice. So thank you for coming tonight. I know your time is valuable. Thanks for sharing it with me. I think I was pretty even keeled tonight. I didn't get angry too much.
Annie, I like you. I like coming into your life, and I feel comfortable being up on your panel. Much as I can
Good.
say for other people, trust me.
Right.
Well, I'll never yell at any of you. So, well, I don't know.
I
I
will
can't
never give you a reason to either.
I can't promise that because sometimes I get cranky and tired and I just yell at everybody.
Oh, well, when
So,
I yelled earlier, when you were live earlier today, when I yelled, I was yelling at everybody else in the panel saying, wait, listen, y'all are on her panel, and you're not even letting her talk.
well, that's because I was a little upset because I said, everybody shut up. And because that's why she came up here. She wanted you all to talk over her, you know?
Yep. That's what they
And
do. That's what they do.
yeah, I knew what she was doing. And I understood that all of you were just trying to warn me about who she was, and you all had information about her. And so you were all just trying to get it in. And then she was talking over everybody.
It wasn't
Yeah.
much of trying to talk over her or anything. I watch her. I've been on this app for 2 years now, and I haven't started coming up on people's panel until this January that passed. And I've seen this lady go up in everybody's panel playing size, saying that, she didn't, trust Gypsy and all this other crap. Then it went to Gypsy is her cousin and she washes the baby. And then she just goes up there and starts trouble for everybody, knowing that she's on Bree's side, Bree and Gypsy's side. And it was like, why are you here? You're not even an anti-Gypsy. Why are you in a live full of people who doesn't like Gypsy? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not
Yeah.
window licking. I know not to go into people's panels, people's live that I don't like.
Right. I
You know
don't
what I
go
mean?
to Bree's lives because I don't respect her, period. Like,
Right.
I just, not my kind of people, not my circle, not my monkeys.
No. And I'm going to tell you now. I've been telling everybody that they want us to jump up on their panels. I'm going to start blocking everybody that I see up on their panels because I don't trust you if you do that.
Right.
That's right.
If you come in here and then I see you over there on Bree's panel with Sheena, especially because I know that Sheena was the wormy worm that came in here today. I know that
No,
was
that's
Sheena.
Planty Bunny. That's
Oh,
Planty
you think
Bunny.
that was Planty Bunny? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I don't know if Planty Bunny was on the one that I saw that people sent me. I know Sheena was and Bree was. Adrian, so yeah, if I see you jumping up on their lives and you've just been in mine and we've discussed how that's disrespectful because they want you up on their panels to discredit us, I'm blocking you. And I won't
That's right.
unblock you. I will not unblock you. You get one chance to be deceptive with me. One.
Yep.
I don't forgive. I don't forget anything.
That's a
Okay?
Capricorn in us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, okay, then I'm going to close and I'll see you either tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night is going to be, I'm going to be on. I just don't know if it's going to be this or JFK. And then if JFK is tomorrow, then Wednesday will be more Gypsy. And
Okay.
your homework is to start collecting names for the cast of characters. Okay, that's your homework.
Okay.
All right.
Possum.
So,
Possum is the name for GRB or Pinocchio.
okay.
Oh, Gremlin.
All right. So thank you everybody for coming tonight. Your time is valuable. I respect you for sharing it with me, and we'll see you again later in the week.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Be safe until next time I see you.
You too.
Okay.